Off with your head? What? Off with your head? Off with your head? No head for you? You get no head? Are you the headless horseman? It's almost Halloween. Well, not really, but they have the Halloween stuff up now. I haven't seen much of a headless horseman. Maybe because you have to have a horse for people to understand it. Um, on these big displays at people's houses, they might say, "Why is there a guy with no head? What is his name? Decapitated Dan?" No, his name is Headless Horseman. Was his name Ichabod somebody or whatever? And they could do. But anyway, off with your head. Off with your head. There's a reference to that in the Alice in Wonderland, right? Off with their heads. So here we'll talk about off with your head. Now this title might be clickbait. Click, 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 click. What? Off with your head. Click, click, click. But it's not supposed to be. I'm going to discuss something that a lot of you are going to maybe take offense to or think you're out of your mind. Whoop, if I have no head, I'm probably out of my mind. But this is what's going on. Even today, there was an illustration of this. Somebody just started attacking me on the social media, on Facebook, because they were talking about how many people came out to a rally one time, and they said there was hundreds, and I said, well, it's weird. I filmed that from the beginning to the end. Not the beginning to the end, but I filmed it to when they're setting up. I went into PetSmart, came out and filmed it, and when they broke down on the more left leaning. This is my left, folks. It may show as the right, but on the left leaning, I'm sure the right leaning does it as well. They kind of embellish, expand, exaggerate. Okay, they were saying there was hundreds and hundreds of people out there. There was 7, and then it got up to about 14. When I left, they were breaking down. The bus came to pick them up to move them to another rally, and there's about 21. So it went from like 7 to maybe 15 or so, then to 21, and then they broke down. They said there was hundreds and hundreds of people out here to say ICE out of LA. This is in Monrovia, California. Whenever they would have to film the sound, the crew would all get right by the mic and clap their hands, or they're saying, "What do we want? ICE out. When do we want it? Now." That kind of stuff. They're making their chants. They didn't really do ICE rhymes, a lot of stuff. They could say, "ICE, ICE, you ain't nice. ICE, ICE, you ain't nice." Or, "ICE, ICE, you look like mice. ICE, ICE," whatever, "ICE, ICE, baby, change your diaper." They could say, but they were saying, "What do we want? ICE, when do we want it?" The same chant, because the reason you might wonder, why do they use the same chants? Are those successful chants? If they're saying, no justice, no peace for, let's say, Floyd, and then they said that the undocumented, the illegal, whatever they call them, my friend who has now gotten status, he said he spent more time being a wetback than he has spent being a legal resident, and now he's trying to get his citizenship. I was one of the witnesses for him when he got his green card, when he got his authority to work in the United States. You don't have to be a citizen of the United States. What they're saying is you just can't be here without some form of documentation, and that has also been batted about. Boop, 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 boop. Looks like they can send that Garcia guy to Africa. Get out of here. You go back to Africa. Well, I'm not from Africa. You go back there anyhow. So anyway, a lot of weird stuff happening. But they were saying that there's hundreds and hundreds, but these are the same chants. Why are these the same chants? They're the same people. People say, "You don't know that. There's no paid protesters." Are you sure? There's paid volunteers. When we worked for Pet Rescue, we would never take any money. We wouldn't take a salary. Our food that we got out of my pocket usually, and sometimes out of my friend, she might say, "Hey, I'm gonna get us an iced tea," and she'd run and get an iced tea. But usually we're a team of 2. We paid for our own food, our own gas, our own supplies. We'd ask places like Staples or Office Depot to give us to donate some poster board and maybe some markers so we can make some signs. If someone wanted to donate something, we'd always turn it over to the charity. That way we can give 100% of what we raise to the charity. But there are paid volunteers. When you walk into Goodwill, ding, 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 all those people there, some of those are placed out there on the floor, but usually those are paid people in Goodwill or maybe Salvation Army, and I love Salvation Army, not too big of a fan of Goodwill, or Pet Rescue or Pet Best Friends. They have to have paid staff. That's why you hear 80 cents of every dollar goes to the charity. Some of them are like 20%. Some, I think Goodwill, I can't remember what it was, but Goodwill, the CEO makes a lot of this, and they deploy a lot of people with learning disabilities or different kind of handicaps, or can you say handicap? Disabilities, to do things. I knew one lady, she was really funny. They call her the letter F, because I guess a lot of times the letter F is broken on the keyboard. I thought it was an an F code, like F1, F2, when you try to program the computer. But they did the letter F one day. every clipboard, every keyboard they had was missing the letter F, and they have a whole big box of ones that the keyboard's broken, so they'll take up all the letters if the keyboard can't work at all. And they'll take all these letters and throw them in a box. And so she always, if you have an F, it was like, it was really funny. It was almost like bingo, bingo, or sink my battleship, or old maid. But she always looked for the letter F, so they called her letter F. And she's really funny. She was not, they weren't being mean to her. I guess if she said, hey, they call me letter F, I don't like it. Because F could be the F word, right? It could be food. It could be something like, I don't know, whatever the F, friendly. But she didn't like it. I guess she would complain. But she liked it. I'm letter F. And I was working on a program in which they were also working on that program for veterans. But even today, I got somebody chiming in. You're a MAGA, I'm a MAGA Republican. Well, the problem with that is I'm a Democrat. So just because I don't sit there and hold my phone and scream in the camera, Trump won, okay, yeah, he won. Do I need a bottom surgery? No. Top surgery? I don't know. I can use a little nip tuck, or maybe, I don't know, we'll get rid of that. Little, I don't know, liposuction or something. But no, I'm not worried about a surgery. If I need a surgery, I'll go ahead and pay it for myself, or insurance, or if I need a surgery, the veterans, thank you all for paying your taxes. The Veterans Administration will do it for me. But he was saying that on that, so I wrote in, and I told him, not all Democrats have to be, God, what's the word? You don't want to say retarded, because that's retarded, but you don't have to be a screaming hysterical person. One of the persons that works in psychology, I can't say her name, and she didn't disclose anything to me. She said the majority of those that do the where they can't work, the people call them snowflakes. They can't work, they can't eat, they're vomiting, they're screaming in the camera, they're having meltdowns in the city streets. They can't handle this. She said the majority of them are homosexual, and most of them had been abused. Can you say that word? S-E space O. Somebody did naughty to them. When most of the men say it happened when they were children. A lot of the women said the reason they became lesbians is because of their treatment by men to them. But the majority of them, the vast majority of them, a lot of them, they're very, very overweight. You'll notice on a lot of the videos, they'll all kinds of, and they abuse themselves with food, with maybe alcohol, drugs, and they have a mental illness. And the majority of them were either, can you say that word, raped or molested as a child. The men say it always happened as a child. The women say some of them were molested by Uncle Joe when he came to visit. Not Biden, Uncle Joe would come over, and whenever he visited for the holidays, boy, there was a habit of Christmas. She dreaded Christmas, and the reason she dreaded Christmas is because that's when Uncle Joe would visit, and he'd sneak in her room and whatever. That's an actual true story. A lady was talking about that, why she doesn't like the holidays. But the majority of the men will not say it happened as an adult or as a teenager, because I'll punch him in the nose. Hey, Coach Miller, get that. Put your pants on. Get out. So they usually will say it happened when I was a small child. But almost all of them that you see there screaming, yelling, whatever, have been that. And that's a terrible, terrible, terrible thing. Hopefully it doesn't repeat itself. They have situations where daddy was and grandpa was and now that person is and you know what I'm talking about, a Chester the molester or whatever. Not to make funny of it, but you really can't say certain words on here. But they do things they should not be doing. But anyway, this guy right here was doing this, blah 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 blah. And then so what I do now is I give him one warning. Hey, if you want to troll me again, one more time, you're gone. And then they write a long one because they know that's the last thing they're able to say. It's like their manifesto of David lost 108 pounds. I'm gonna give you my manifesto. You did this and you did that, and you're a Trumpster, and you're a Nazi, and Trump is Hitler, and all that's just not true. It's just stupid, and they're so delusional. They have Trump derangement syndrome, but a lot of that is from that situation. It's not that they just one day said, I don't like Donald Trump. I don't like The Apprentice. I don't like going at the Trump Tower. I'm going to go throw a rock through the front glass of the Trump Tower in Las Vegas, Nevada. It's not that. It's just long stemming from whatever, usually from that situation. Maybe you don't like Trump if you were molested because he's kind of authoritarian. I'm the big daddy and I'm gonna do this and you're gonna dance the arms. Maybe that's what it's from. They're not really sure, but they say that the majority of them, the vast majority. She would say that if she has 20 people in there talking to her and they say, let's find the root of the problems. Why do you have this problem? 17 have been molested or whatever. So anyway, this is the situation. Take off your head. or like this. You know, can I lean all over? Ain't got no head. But anyway, so take off your head. A lady who is a subscriber, thank you, and you out there, please subscribe. Give me your thoughts down there. What do you think about it? What do you make of that? Now, people think maybe I'm making light of those that were molested. Absolutely not. I'm not in this situation to help them. I can donate some money, and I do donate some money to help veterans and to help pets, or I've gone to events, and I worked on one event for some form of mental illness, and I think a lot of it was based on that kind of a situation. Either you're physically abused, slapped around, kicked. Maybe one person, someone had the mom got angry with her and poured like a 5-gallon or 3.5-gallon stock pot full of scalding hot chicken on her lap because she said that she was a S-word, slut, I guess, and she was 9. And so she poured that on her, I guess, to make her less attractive to men or boys or whatever. Since her mom did go to, I think she said prison, 24 months. She did 24 months for that, and that's wrong. So anyway, what this is all about is a woman. I did another video about this back there called Sticks and Stones, I think. If you want to look at that one, it's this is the situation from here. And I told the lady that I was going to share the story because she kept bothering me. I said, if you bother me, I'm going to make a video about this. Quit bothering me. Was it like Taylor Swift or Stevie Nicks making a song about their ex-lover or how they did them wrong or whatever. Their ex. So this is kind of like about this. So this is what happened. Today I got one of these guys, and I block them. I mean, you should do the same thing. If people keep bothering you, just block it. But please, on this channel, please do subscribe. Please like, please share, and give me your comments down here. What do you think? What do you do when you get trolls? Do you get trolls? Now, am I famous? Absolutely not. Am I a celebrity? No, I'm not. But Mo Kelly on KFI, I happen to wear the shirt. He said what he does is if they cross the line, he just blocks them. And then they get mad. They get really, really mad. They write up their big manifesto what you did wrong to them. But I don't think he gives them more than one. I don't think he gives a warning. It comes in there. Someone was using the N word, and I don't mean Nancy or nightgown or nincompoop, but they were using the N word, and I guess he didn't like it. I don't see why. Yeah, he didn't like. I don't like it. Don't do it. Hey, don't do it. Don't use that on my channel either. If you want to say, David, you're a nice guy, that's okay, but you can't say the other N word. You know which one I'm talking about. In England, they use the C word a lot for the woman's anatomy, and I don't mean curly hair or curls, but the bottom C word. They use it a lot. So anyway, this lady, she is a member of our channel. She knows right now when she says she knows I'm talking about her. She is probably, I think she said she's 5'3" and she weighs 325. So she's about 185 pounds overweight, maybe. I don't know. Should she weigh 120, 130? I don't know. But I think she said she's 5'3". I mean, maybe she's 5'5". But anyway, she's very, very overweight. Very overweight. Her hair, she's got the bangs to here and really straggly straight hair. She has a gap in her teeth. And she's got poor complexion. That's the truth. That's just the way it is. David, he's a fat guy. Got a bad foot. David's dumb as a rock. David never amounted to anything. Okay, I'm talking about myself. I was just telling you this is what was going on. So anyway, she was watching Don Lemon. He's that gay guy from CNN. They fired him for, I think he was harassing men. I don't know. He's a weirdo. Man, that dude's whacked, Elon Musk just chews him up. That Candace Owens. I don't know why he even bothers going out there. But he had a story where he'd been interviewed. And he said this: Michelle Obama is much better looking than Melania Trump. Let's look at that. Pow! It's a lie. It's not true. One is a model. Now, if you like big, strong, athletic women, you may be attracted to Michelle Obama. Some people say her name is Big Mike and she's a man. Is she? I don't know. No way for me to know. I assume she's not. This is no photos of her pregnant. That may be true. Are those her daughters? Could be. Do we encourage people to adopt children that don't have? So let's say those 2 little children had no place to go. Now, a lot of people don't like the designer babies, like Anderson Cooper. You get the really good-looking, tall, athletic man and the beautiful little white female, and they have a baby for you. They usually don't like that kind of a thing. People don't like that. They say that's you're making a baby. You're not adopting someone. Maybe the parents died. It used to be, parents died, or the parents couldn't take care of every kid, and you would adopt that kid. They don't like the test tube manufactured babies. They don't like it. But he said that she's much better looking. No, that's not true. It has nothing to do with one's black and one's white. Now, if you use, let's switch around. What if I said let's say Rosie O'Donnell is much better looking than Beyonce? That's not true. Beyonce is much better looking than Rosie. It doesn't have to do with the color of your skin, the character of your soul, or any of that, or anything about. But she stated, I agree with Don Lemon. Melania is a lot better than, Michelle's a lot better looking than Melania. This guy writes her back, and he's also a subscriber on my channel, and he writes back, well, you need to go to the eye doctor. You know, yeah. I think he said that Michelle looks like what a smelly armpit smells like after you play basketball. And he happens to be a black man. She is a white woman and very large. This guy's not very large. He came on because he's a pet lover. He loves pets, and I asked for some donations for something one time, and he did donate. He's my Facebook friend, and then he came over and started viewing things on YouTube. But so she says, you don't know what you're talking about. I'm telling you right now, he's right. Well, what does Don Lemon know about judging women? You know, a lot of them, they do like Cher, Barbara Streisand, or Marilyn Monroe. They like those kind of ladies. They want them to be a fag nag or whatever that hangs around the gay guys, you know. But they like those beautiful women, the beautiful gowns. They try to emulate that. So he said that to her. Oh, you better go get some glasses. You can smell Michelle Obama from here or something. But she smells like an armpit, and that's not very nice. Is it allowed on my channel? Yeah, it's stupid, but it's allowed. And he knows. I told him that's stupid. Please knock it off. So she got in an argument with him, and she said, "Well, I'm better looking than Michelle Obama. I mean, I'm better looking than Melania Trump. Is it true? No." And I told her, "Look, you're 185 to 200 pounds overweight. I'm not saying she got a beautiful soul. Now, her soul might be beautiful. She might go out and help orphans and go to food banks and donate tons of food. And she might go on walkathons. And she might be the godmother and of 4 children, and the parents died, and now she's got 4 children that she could be the greatest person on the inside, but she doesn't look better than Melania Trump on the outside." Okay, so she said that to him, and then he said that she looks like a water buffalo with a beard. I guess she has some stubble. You look like a water buffalo with a beard. You look like a, what is that? A warthog. Oh, you kind of look like a warthog. I can kind of see where your tusks are coming out of your cheeks. Now, is that nice? No. And I think he said you look like a hippopotamus with a wig. You look like that's right. You look like a gay male hippopotamus wearing a wig. That's not nice either. No, that's nice. Not nice at all. Right? So she tries to argue back with him. And then she writes me and says, "Can you get this guy off the channel? Because he said this to me." And I said, "Where did he say this? Did he say it to you on the channel?" And then going back to being in the 3rd grade. Okay, who started this back and forth? You know, the keyboard battle. Oh yeah, I'm gonna sink your racist battleship. I'm gonna sink your fat-shaming cruiser. I don't know. So don't submarine torpedo, whatever. But yeah. So who started it? She did. I wrote, "Didn't you start it?" Kind of like the Karate Kid. They said, "Didn't he start it?" You know, with his pranks or whatever. He liked the girl, and she had a boyfriend, and he did things to the boyfriend. Okay, but so she said, "Well, yeah, I did." Okay, so there you go. There you go. You said something to him, and he disagreed. Now, did she say any names to him? She says no. I bet she did. You know, when he was calling her, you know, gay man hippopotamus with a wig. I don't think she said, "Oh, thank you. I hear that often." I like Danny DeVito. I hear that often. When I was at my heaviest, I heard I looked like John Candy. I would say thank you. They don't say, "David, you look like a bucket of pig poop." "Oh, thank you." I might say something back. They may say something back. I don't know. But I'm sure she said some things. But so she wants me to kick him off the channel. So why would I do that? You get in an argument with him, mostly on Facebook, nothing on my channel. And then you find out he's also on YouTube, and he hits you again there. You hit him again there, I guess. I guess they're sending, maybe they subscribe to each other's channels so they can write things to them. But, yeah. No, I'm not going to take him off the channel. But what I'm saying about this, take off your head. If you want to, argue with people and you're sensitive, take off your head. You can do videos like I do when I show my kittens and I film my kittens. You don't see me, you see my kittens. They can do the same thing. You can do a faceless video. If you're just talking like I'm talking right now, you could get an apple and a banana and an orange and some grapes and put it in a bowl and put it on the buffet or on the dining room table, the breakfast table, whatever, and film it that way and just talk. Yeah, I could be doing this. I could film this. I could film this cup, and all you would see was a cup. It wouldn't be over my head because it would just be facing that way, and it would be my cup sitting on there with coffee in it. Or when I film Halloween Oreos, go back that way and see lots of videos you'll see where you don't see me. She can do 100% of those videos, her videos on her channel, faceless. Take off your head. They call it faceless channels. There's channels out there where no one will see your face. So when he calls her names about fatness, shouldn't do that. When he calls her names about hippopotamuses and warthogs and, does she look like a warthog? No. Does she look like a male gay hippopotamus with a wig? No. What does she look like to me? She looks like a lady in her 30s who's dangerously overweight, morbidly obese. She looks like someone that could use some assistance, some encouragement from us. Like, she might say, I lost 10 pounds. One person said they lost 10 pounds, and then the guy said, cool, what about the other 900 you need to lose? That's not nice either. And all you gotta do is block them. Boop, 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 just block them. I think it's 3 little dots. I've blocked people on here. Someone was calling me a Nazi. Well, you might want to see that. Ain't a Nazi nose. That ain't blue eyes. That ain't blonde hair. Ain't much hair at all, but it ain't blonde. I don't have that old Aryan look, I look kind of, I look like a chubby Adolf Hitler. Can you say Hitler? Ah! The Dems say it all the time, that with a left-leaning extremist say that. Maybe they should be called like extreme dim or something like that, or dim extreme or whatever. It's not the run-of-the-mill Democrats. I don't think we're all gay. They did do a study that there's more gay Democrats than there are gay Republicans. That makes sense, I can see that. But what I told her is, if you don't like it, don't engage. Block. You can leave your channel right now. Just don't go back to it. Maybe you want to go, hey, look at these beautiful flowers, and you can hold them. Look what someone gave me some flowers for my birthday, and hold and film it. And maybe people won't say bad things about you, but you started it. You started. Hey, Johnny, why did you hit Susie? Well, Susie started. She bit my nose. So she started it. She's upset about it. It's her fault. It's your fault. No, you invited him to your channel. He came to your channel. He said things you didn't like. It's your fault. So if you want to say things and you don't want any repercussions on your appearance, on your job, on your car that you drive, on the hot dog that you eat, if you don't want any of that, go faceless. Go faceless. Take off your head. So it started out with Michelle Obama's prettier than Melania. No one believes that. Michelle Obama doesn't believe that. Barack Obama doesn't believe that. Michelle Obama's mama doesn't believe it. Her daughters, they don't believe it. Tim Walz, he says he believes it, but that guy's a liar. Doesn't believe it. Joe Biden doesn't believe it. Ashley Biden, Hunter Biden, as high as he is, he doesn't believe it. No, he doesn't believe it. No. Melania, does she believe it? No. Now people are saying that so-and-so is prettier than, it was that Sweeney girl, the one on the jeans commercial. They're saying that this person was her name Lizzo, the kind of fat black singer. She's prettier than Sweeney. Beyonce looks better in these jeans. And when? To us, it look when. Michelle Obama, when she looked her best, doesn't look as good as Melania Trump looks now. Because Melania Trump is a model, guys. She's a model. Now somebody said, well, Melania has had work done. Well, probably has. I don't know. Does she? I don't know. But when you take photo 1, Michelle Obama, photo 2, Melania Trump, and let's say you put them both at how they looked at age 40, let's say, and you put that out there, and you ask 1 million people which one looks better, Michelle gets 6 votes, and Melania gets the rest. And that's just the way it is. Don Lemon says things because he needs to stay relevant. He needs another 15 minutes of fame. He got fired from CNN. Yeah, look at the interview with him and Elon. Elon rubs that in his face. Yeah, was he fired because he's a black gay? I don't think so. I mean, look at CNN, who they have going. Look at MSNBC, Rachel Maddow. People say she looks like a man with her little glasses, and she's not very attractive. And she's a lesbian, and she has a wife or whatever, I guess. So it's probably not that. But anyway, who cares? Who cares? I don't care about Don Lemon. I don't care about Michelle Obama, and I don't care about Melania Trump. They're three celebrities, whatever. One of them is more relevant than the other two right now. Melania is more relevant than Michelle. Melania is more relevant than Don Lemon. It would go like Don Lemon, Michelle Obama, Melania. Don Lemon's like, crush out a cigarette on the sidewalk like he used to do in 1956. So if you have a problem and someone says something bad to you on my channel, show me what they said. And if it's racial, sexual, some kind of threat, I'll take them off. But if it's, you look like a warthog and I can see the tusk, or you look like I think he said you're a male, you're like a gay male hippo with a wig. No, she doesn't. She doesn't have gray skin, right? Or the hippos like brown gray. But anyway, take off your head. Take your head off. Take care, everyone. Have a great day. Bye.